Okay, morning. Tafkuf Tzadik. We'll just go over Safe Gimel because it's quite a complicated Sif. It's very, so I just want to go over it just to be sure it's clear because it's pretty heavy. So the nice is that just a hakdama is to what's its key and true and all these things. It's since that's really Sif Beis and the stop. Um, we don't know. It's because of there's Yalala and the Bechia that there's three types of way people cry. That they go they have or there's and then there's whatever, and then there's then they say there's a third way. So Shulchan writes it out that someone starts whatever. That's how a person cries. I mean, they say that the person doesn't start going whatever. They don't start crying like that. So these three things are different drachim of crying. It's not just like a suffix. I don't know what the Torah meant, but it could be. It sort of is. Like, I don't know if it's going to change. Lust and love of is one base of mikdash. I don't know if it's going to change. And now we know what the suffix. Now we know how to bachriya. I think the question is, it's more of a suffix that which one is poil, which one is whatever. I don't know if it's v'zman bias. It was different. So Gilbert Yeshua Shashir Tkiya Ketrua v'Shir Trua Keshosha Yevavos. There's two sheetas here about Rashi Taisus Bikaron, all the Rishonim, about what's the Gemara says you need Gimel Shosha Yevavos, Lahainu Gimel Keichas, Ba'alma Koshu V'Heinikraim Trumitin, which no one really speaks out a clear shear of how long a koyach is. I remember it's about one. It's like 1-2 seconds, something like that.
It's supposed to match up.
Right, but it's best. That's the point.
You can do a. I mean, from the acre from the Messiah.
Right.
Because you can do a shear that's whatever.
1 second is already quite long.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 seconds can't be the.
Yeah, 2 seconds is very long. Right. So I think I saw one. It's just we feel what the rough feels, the Makri feels as a koyach. It sounds. You can't give exactly. Though they do check seconds, but that's more you'll see for the tekiya, which is you have to be sure that the tekiya is shoved to the trua. You have to be sure that a shever is not Shlosha Trumitin is shir tekiya. So therefore, that's not called a true anywhere. It's called a tekiya. So if you have a shever and you shever, you do length of gimel koiches. So then it's not one shever is that long. That's not a shever. It's a tekiya. Doesn't have to be. It's a little bit. True is very easy to whatever, but the shvarim, you have to beni. You could do a little bit. It shouldn't be too long. Again, they're not so medactic in the seconds. Also, just getting to shvarim. I don't think it was discussed yesterday about the two and the no. Okay, there's a difference in Hagim about how to do shvarim. Shitas Ramban is shvarim is straight. Do. That's the Shitas Ramban. The minig in Lita, and I think Svardim Alter whatever, is that if the broken shever, the shever itself is broken. Not that it's three sounds, but even the shever itself is broken. So there are a few different minhagim with that. There's tu, utu. Minig Yisrael, I think is to but there's also to also a 3-1, which is much more complex. So that's the minig. Are those that say there are those that say that the broken shever, even though that was a minig, it's not so much of a core in the Rishonim, so therefore, the people who want to be makpid on to hear every shita, or it could be not every shita, but story. They say that was it in Bris? I don't know, whatever. They said it said one of the yeshivas said it's enough. You hear tkiyah 7 times. I think that's enough to be you don't have to hear more than that. Seven types of tkiyahs. So so then. The regular shrine, you obviously if a person doesn't have a specific minhag, then he probably should just do because that's yotzei kol alma. As just if you're in the minhag of makom is to do it shavar, then that's what you should do. True. Also, generally is there's a couple different minhagim. I mean, we generally Ashkenazim just do whatever, but there is a minhag by some Moroccan, a minhag of some Sardim. I don't know exactly which communities. That the trua is that they move Miller, they move their tongue, and it's one long sound. It's
Babbage, which is instead of 9, it's either 12 or 16.
Oh, so okay. There is a then there's a brisker minig. The brisker minig is okay. Well, that we have to see as we go through because it's to be Yotze Rashi and biyachad. To do that, then they end up doing like 18 truas or something like that. We'll talk about that in a minute because it's interesting to see how to put the two together. Upon this first sheet holds in king yotze bichlal shever v'nas tkiyah v'tzarich laharich tkiyah shel tashvat yoyser v'shel tashat v'shel tashat yoyser v'shel tarat. Again, it has to line up. So again, you have to someone who's timing. Who's timing things should be sure that things match up. Mihu im marich harbe b'chol tkiyah yein lachosh. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. As long as the tkiyah is the same length or longer, then that's fine. She'ein la shir lamala v'chein b'trua yachal laharich ba k'ma sheyirtze. You can say you can do however many truas as you want. The minig is to do 9. Brought down that the minig is to do 9. But like I said that minig Chabad's do more, and minig like I said the briskers do more. And that is a maril. The Mishnah brings down that the minig is 3, and you shouldn't do more than that. However, again, like I said, the briskers to be Yotze, they do 5 because they do 5 short ones. We'll see in a second how that works out. So Shvarim. So obviously, if there's a cheshbon, you don't have to do that. However, stam to be mosif shouldn't. Yisharim shashir yivava gimel trumitim. So that the first shita holds that that it's gimel koiches, which is this is shitas Rashi that well, one second. Yisharim shashir yivava gimel trumitin. The shir yavava is gimel trumitin. The shir trua kishosha yavava. So I'm not talking about the shir tkiyah, talking about we're talking about the shir trua. Shehein test trumitin. The way how you judge how long the trua and tkiyah should be is that a trua has to be test trumitin. The shir tkiyah gamkein tisha trumitin kitrua. The fiza ein lachash im herich sas b'shvarim. That you can be married as long as you get up to, as long if the shear is gimel trumitin, you get up to that. Then you have to go ahead and you have to be married yubes trumitin. Mishal herich v'tkiyah kishir hazeh v'herich b'shvarim lo kayim mitzvah lo kamar v'lo kamar. And someone who decides to go ahead and be married in the tkiyah, the first tkiyah is married, and then he's married and then he's and v'herich b'shvarim. Then again, are we looking at the shvarim at the trua, or are we looking at the tkiyah? So the first shita holds you can go ahead and you can go as long as you want the tkiyah, as long as it's longer than the trua. And the second shita holds, the shita thesis, that you have to be sure that the trua is a certain shear, and the tkiyah has to match up to that.
Mishnah says that Yud based from Yud should be
Ches. Okay, right. Right. The Tkiya is in the Shvarim is a little bit like comes out Yuches, correct? Um, So, the minig is the minig in general. So the reason I'm saying the brisker minig is I think it helps define the two different shitas. Since Reb Chaim was machadech that since the shita states the second shita holds that you have to have a certain shear of the trua. So therefore, so the general meaning is like the first sheet. We try to, and it goes by the tkiya has to match up. However, the yod say both. So therefore, as long as they don't as long as the point is that you get the shear in the middle. So if you add in shvarim to get the shear of tester meeting in the middle, and then you have to be most of sounds. You have to be most of sounds. Then by the shvarim. So therefore, you get by the shvarim, you get the length of the shvarim is long enough, and the length of the tkiyas are long enough. I'm not saying you should do it. It's a little bit confusing. You have to look into it. I'm trying to define the two different shitas. The two different shitas are that you need to define that tkiyah and Torah have to be equal. I mean, but they all hold that. I mean, the Ravid holds differently. The Ravid holds that they don't have to. That's not tali habaha. The first two shitas hold they are tali habaha, but it sort of it depends on. It depends on how you define it. Is it defined by the whole amount or by each individual sound? Gimel Shvarim, that's the Sif Daled. The Gimel Shvarim tzarich lasisum in Neshima Achas. So this is another machlokes. The Gimel Shvarim has to be done in Neshima Achas. Aval Gimel Shvarim v'Trua the Tashvat yesh onin she'ein tzarich lasisum in Neshima Achas. You don't need to be in Neshima Achas. Hu shelo yisha b'havsaka yoyser v'kei Neshima. But it can't be. He does a Shvarim 2 2 2. And wait, it has to be. It's a very short pause. Some say it's all one sound, and the Shvarim Tevua is one type of bechia, like I mentioned before. That's Shulchan's masbir that there's three different types of bechias, and Shvarim Tevua. It's not that we're mesupik about is put the sounds together. Shvarim Tevua is a different sound b'fnei atzmo. So you have to do it with one neshiva. Yari Shema Yotzi the Kulam with Tkiyos to Miyushav Yasiv and Neshiva Achas. The first ones, which we call Miyushav, which, truth be told, Ashkenazim stand anyway, but Sfardim Taka sit. Minig Sfardim is to sit for the Miyushav. You do it with Neshima Achas. With Tkiyos to Ma'umad Yaseh B'shtei Neshimas. Tkiyos to Ma'umad you do 2 neshimas. Agava minig hapashut lasas hakol v'shtei neshimas ein l'shanos. That the minig is to go ahead, and the Ramah says the minig is to do the minig hapashut Ashkenaz just do 2 neshimas. Nowadays, we're noeg more like the mechaber that we do the miyushav with 1 neshima. And at the end, we do 2 neshimas. After Kaddish or whatever, we do 2 neshimas. The reason we start with 1 neshima is the Amar, shtei neshimas. 1 neshima is you're also yodse. You're definitely yodse. Especially yodse with shtei neshimas. It's hard. 1 neshima is hard. It's especially as the Baltkei again, they can get tired there, whatever. So the lemais is that so you can do shtei neshimas, and you don't say, but the 1 neshima everyone's masking, and therefore you do that first. I'm sure you would say your Mrs. Say.
You're saying that the predominant Ashkenazi minhag now is to save the base neshimas for after.
Yeah.
After Chazaras Hashan.
I don't remember Chazaras Hashan itself, but yeah, not the first. The first ones are done with Neshima Achas. Definitely at the end they do 2 Neshimas. Okay, I don't remember about the rest of shots. I don't remember. Hey, im taka tarat b'neshima achas. You did tarat b'neshima achas yotza. That's fine. V'yesh b'sha'imer shelo yotza. The tarat means you did tekiya, trua tekiya all in one breath. Some say you yotze with that. Some say no. That you have to have a nicker. Rosh. And tekiya has to be nicker. Trua has to be nicker. It's three different sounds, and if it's not nicker, then you don't have a pshuta, which is based on a pasuk. A pshuta before and a pshuta afterwards is one neshira, means it's one sound. Im herich b'tkiya achreina shel tash.
He didn't even pause.
He didn't pause.
Pause without breathing.
That's fine. He doesn't have to. I don't think you have to. He doesn't have to. I think the shira just means he pauses. Yeah.
Even before.
Even before it means a pause. And I don't know. I don't think. Yeah.
I've seen that.
Right. In general, in general, listen. In general, it's easier if you take the short breath. But whatever is easier. The point is that is the pause.
It's master from the Shavuos of Cotton Chavalu.
Right. It's a shir zman. It's a pause. It's not a. Right. If you're married in the last tekiya, you do a very long tekiya. So you do for tashrat, you get doing the 24 shemiti, the whatever you do, a long one. K'dei shetale l'shem tekiya achrona shel tashrat, u'b'shvil harishona shel tashat. Lo also lo. You want to go ahead and you want to, you want to do a long one to save koiches. It doesn't work. Ella b'shvil tekiya achas. V'yeshavin shafil b'shvil achas also lo, because the problem is by tekiya, if you have in mind to chop it in half. We had this in the last simon. You want to go ahead and you want to, say you have kavanah to chop it in half and to say chetzi lazeh. Then you pass. Either it doesn't work or you passel the whole thing because it's not one. And your kavanah makes a difference in the sound. What the sound is for, and can break it up. Hagavi in taka tekiya achas bein shtei starim. If it was between two starim, he blew one tekiya. V'hisne she'ezah bin starim who hanachon talalo isa tekiya yatsa. He went ahead. That he said, listen. So if it's for tashrat. If it's for for tashat, then it's for tashat.
But he didn't have in mind to split it up.
Didn't have to split it up. Then he is yodze, but it's not how Chazal were koveya. Each thing should be, because technically you're right. There's a pshuta before the shvarim. But that's not how Chazal set it up. That's what happened. But if your kavana is to go ahead and split it up, then that messes the whole thing up, and then it's not going to work. However, we do the Shura does bring down that the halacha is like the pasha is like the first day, and you are yotze for one if a person hasn't had in mind for two. Siv Zayin Im Ta, which is depends on the Baal Tokea. It can be common in Ta b'tashrat v'achar shetaka shtei shvarim ta. He did two shvarim and he went straight into trua. Hiskal aria in nizkar miyad in the middle of the trua itaka shever acher. Then two he has to start or whatever. Then that's fine. And then you finish with a trua. Trua. If you finish the trua, you stopped. Meaning, what does when you finish the trua? Betos. It means you paused. I'll say if you still have one breath, and your mamsh and even though you finished the 9 sounds you usually make, you haven't taken a breath yet. You can go straight into the shvarim and fix it. That's okay. The finishing the trua is if he paused. Lo hifsid tekiya rishona. However, right, you have to go back and you have to do the shvarim trua, but you're not master the original tekiya shetaka, because these sounds are not. They're like the misasek. They don't passel. They're not going to passel the step. Even the niskar at shegama are true. Right. Elachoyis it's okay. Gimel shvarim umiriya it's okay. But even if it's a shot of a tarat, that's by shvarim trua, because the shvarim trua has different sounds, and the sounds can be, they're not
It can be
out
in
of place.
It can be in any order. He seems to be saying that.
It could be. I mean, I don't think. Like I said, true for sure. You can't do that. But since there's the extra sounds are shaykh, so then.
But he also said if you did shvar, if you did one shever, another shever, 9 truas, and then a third shever, you're yotze. So it's mashma that.
Oh no, you do
You're
not.
used to that.
No, you don't do nine. I said mention in the shima right. In the shima achas, it's like one sound. Meaning it's all kilu. If it's not in the shima achas, then it's also different. Let's say it's two neshimas, and you do shvarim, two shvarim, and then you do trua, and then and then you pause, and you have to go back over. But these sounds are still. It still can be. They're not, but if you do taran and tashad, hifsik gam tekiya rishona, because if you say you have to do shvarim and you do a trua, you're messing up the set, But the sound of the shrine and the true is it's not ki'il. There's a puzzle sound. That's makalko the whole seder. So therefore, however, in Tashad Tarad he started doing whatever. Then it's a problem. There's a question about. If there's different hakpadas and the makris and things or whatever about if if there's a mistaken in tashat, and he starts a short sound, and then or he has a problem getting it out, whether that's considered a sound which messes up or not. It's better. If the Baal Tokeh has koiches and things or whatever, so then the Baal Tokeh and he's a strong Baal Tokeh, then it's better to go back to the Tokeh, because if it could be it's a sound, either it's misasik or it could be it's a sound by Tarad, there's the sound of a shever. You have one sound that it can. So then even though you started the shvarim or you started doing a shever and it got out as a puff, that's a trua. So it's better to go back. But but there is a discussion. I don't think it's b'diavad. I think it's okay if it was a toast and the sound didn't come out well. Ches im hisik betrua bein tekiya l'shvarim. If you did a shvarim and then you did a trua. O shehizik b'shvarim ben trua l'tekiya, v'cheni hariya shtei truos zu achar zu, either two truos, o shetaka achar trua tekiya, kimis asek shalushem tekiya. It didn't have proper kavana. Then hizva ben trua tekiya, achar shetaka gimel shvarim shasak, v'hifsik. He has to catch his breath, and it takes a while. Again, the din is if it's a hefsek, then you go ahead and you lose the whole thing. You have to go back. But the thing with misasek, the stam, is that there's been a machlokes in the Shabur and the Magen Avram about whether a sound of misasek. The Magen Avram says that misasek is not called a tekiya b'chlal. He had no kavana. I don't know. He was testing the shofar to see it blows or whatever it is. Sometimes they sit there knocking out all the spit and try to add something clogged, whatever. So then and he's trying to blow it. That the Magen Avram says that is not nachshav a sound at all. Mashenk in the Mishnah verse says you should be machmer that you should be. He brings in the Bir Lacha. He does bring that chachila. It's better not to be samech on the Magen Avram. Again, all these things are lefi and meikar din. As long as misasek is okay. Again, and with the toes that he tried blowing and it didn't come out is also they said it's something that's not necessarily a sound also, like the Magen Avram. However, the chachila again, if the baltokea is doing okay, if the makri has to see that, or the rav or whatever, then it's always kedai just to go back. At least, definitely in the first, the first set of 30, to go back and try to be sure that it's done properly. If it's at the end by kaddish, okay, then not as makbid on it. Yeah, again, that's the fear Indian. Also, if it's just to finish up, the sound that comes out is discussed with Miller is a horse. He said a horse sound, meaning not a horse, a very very raspy sound that squeaks out. Sometimes they have Bali Tekiah who are 80 years old because they've been doing it for whatever. It's Talmud Chacham, he's Kavanos, whatever it is, and he gets it out, but it's a very faint. That's still called the sound, and you're still Yosef with it. Even also in the middle of a tekiah, there are those who are makbid tekiah if it goes up and down, it's not 100% straight, but pitch changes, things like that. But that's a chumrah. It's not maker a din, and that's fine. So we'll continue. I still don't know if I forgot the sheet.